After the death of Superman, 4 new heroes rose to claim the cape, and one of them came with shades, swagger, and a leather jacket, straight out of Project Cadmus and crashing into your collection. This Superboy from the legendary Return of Superman arc brings 90s flair, super sass, and some serious punch to your shelf. Let's talk packaging, because MAFEX absolutely nails the vibe with this one. That retro Superman logo, instantly iconic. It hits you with that bold red, yellow, and blue color scheme that just screams 90s comic energy. You feel like you've been dropped straight into the Return of Superman era the moment you see it. And check out that dynamic Superboy portrait. Sharp art, clean lines, and just enough attitude to remind you this isn't your classic Clark Kent. It's pure Superboy swagger, captured in print. Now, this one's a dream. The window packaging puts everything on display without even opening it. Alternate heads, those expressive hands, the legendary leather jacket, you know it's about to be a posing party the second this guy's out. With clean branding from DC and MAFEX, Medicom continues their streak of turning nostalgia into high-end shelf art. And this box isn't just packaging, it's presentation. Even the sides of this box are dripping with attitude. One side features a close-up of Superboy from the back, showing off that slick black leather jacket with the bright yellow S, like he's walking away from an explosion in slow motion. Classic. Flip it around and we've got Superboy in full figure mode. Jacket zipped, shades on, fists ready. It's basically a promo poster for 90s confidence. And if you needed a reminder, this is MAFEX number 232, adding to their lineup of comic-accurate legends. Flip the box around, and you're hit with a full-on Superboy showcase. The back features an explosive lineup of promo shots, flying poses, fists clenched, jacket flowing, and that smirking, I got this expression only a teenage clone of Superman could pull off. MAFEX shows off the goods with all 3 head sculpts displayed in detail. Classic serious face, the angry, gritted teeth expression, and of course, the sunglasses on. Too cool to say of Metropolis today, look. You can already tell this jacket is gonna move with style. Zippers sculpted with precision, soft-looking material, and a fit that sells the attitude from every angle. The usual MAFEX branding lines the bottom, reminding you again, this isn't just a toy, it's a display piece with comic book roots and collector-grade craftsmanship. Even the top of the box keeps it classic, with that bold Superman logo stamped front and center like a badge of comic book honor. It's clean, sharp, and proudly DC. Whether you're stacking this inbox or displaying it on a shelf, that iconic logo hits you with instant nostalgia. A reminder that this isn't just a figure, it's a piece of 90s comic history. All right, containment pod's open, and Superboy is out in full form. Let's break down this sculpt from top to bottom, because MAFEX didn't hold back in the 90s comic glory. By default, he comes with a neutral face, cool, confident, and just a little clone with attitude. But it's that hair that steals the show. We've got the iconic windswept Superboy curl, slicked back with subtle blue highlights that pop under the light. And even the shave detail at the back is sculpted clean. That's the kind of touch that says, this figure was made by fans, for fans. And yep, he's rocking a single hoop earring on the left ear, and it's neatly painted. No smudges, no shortcuts, just the right amount of Cadmus drip to let you know this clone came out with style pre-installed. Then we've got that chest, and this S logo isn't just slapped on. It's raised, bold, and practically shouting from the center of his broad, confident torso. The muscle sculpt, clean, powerful, and ripped straight out of Dan Jurgens' 90s artwork. The black on the shoulders, it's both sculpted and painted, blending cleanly into the upper torso without blocking articulation. And the gloves, bright red and sharply sculpted, with a removable fabric-like cuff at the wrist. It's a clever design choice that makes slipping on the leather jacket feel seamless. No fuss, all flair. The belt is a floating piece, simple, black with a yellow buckle, and it gives just enough flex for dynamic posing without throwing off the clean sculpt. Bright red legs, sharply defined muscle lines, and yellow bands around the thighs and calves, full comic-accurate style. Superboy didn't skip leg day, and neither did MAFEX's sculptors. And let's not kid ourselves. The real highlight here, those buns of steel. This clone didn't just inherit Superman's strength and Lex's ego. He clearly got the best assets from both sides of the DNA cocktail. We're talking glutes so defined, they could deflect a kryptonite blast. Honestly, Cadmus didn't just engineer a hero, they 3D printed a superpowered peach. Somewhere out there, even Nightwing is slow clapping in respect. Alright, let's break down the gear our Cadmus clone comes packed with. Because Superboy isn't just flexing sculpt, he's bringing a full loadout of attitude, options, and 90s cool. We've got 2 extra head sculpts, one with angry gritted teeth, perfect for those punch first, pose later moments, and the other, the classic sunglasses on Superboy, peak 90s smug energy. This one screams, yeah, I'm not the real Superman, but your girl didn't seem to mind. He comes with 5 pairs of hands total, and each one's got a job to do in the Superboy multiverse. You've got the default fist for mid-air flexing, asserting dominance, or just straight up punching cyborg Superman into next week. Then there's the open palm hands, ideal for flight poses, mid-air sass, and of course, spanking baddies like an absolute badass. Because sometimes saving the world just needs a little extra style and impact. The relaxed open hands are all about chill energy. Perfect for posing him like he's unwinding in a quiet corner of Metropolis Park, enjoying the breeze and a well-earned sunset after showing the world what a teen clone can do. Then we've got the grasping hands, great for grabbing enemies mid-battle or squeezing the truth out of LexCorp goons. Or, you know, other things. No judgment, it's your display. And finally, the thumbs-up hands. Because sometimes Superboy just needs to say, I'm the coolest hero in the room, or give an ironic seal of approval while things explode behind him. Now let's talk about the real fashion statement, that iconic leather jacket. It's a soft goods piece with a faux leather finish, and visually, it looks fantastic. The details are on point, from the mini zipper lines to the pocket flaps and the standout feature, a wired buckle strap at the bottom that lets you pose it with some real flair. It's giving full-on Teen of Steel meets 90s boy band, and honestly, he's pulling it off. Now, as good as it looks, I've got mixed feelings. The material feels nice out of the box, but I am low-key terrified about long-term durability. Faux leather doesn't always age well, and the last thing I want is for this jacket to start flaking after a few posing sessions. Luckily, getting the jacket on is super easy. Just pop off the hands and wrist cuffs, gently move the arms back, and slide it in like a tailored fit. But once it's on, yeah, I'd be real careful. This might be one of those pose it and leave it situations, unless you enjoy living on the edge of flake risk. Still, when it's on, he looks incredible. It's the ultimate Superboy look, and MAFEX captured it perfectly. Just maybe don't go full power pose marathon with it unless you've made peace with potential jacket fallout. All right, let's talk articulation, because this clone didn't just come out of Cadmus with attitude, he came out with range. Superboy's head articulation lets him look down and up, turn side to side, and even pull off some decent side tilts. Perfect for flight poses, rooftop brooding, or serving that, yeah, I know I look good energy. Moving down to the shoulders and arms, he's got solid range right out the gate. His arms can go all the way up and rotate a full 360 degrees without any issue. He's rocking a butterfly joint, which lets him bring his arms back really far for those wide stances, and they move smoothly forward for dynamic punches or cross-arm attitude poses. There's even a drop-down mechanism in the shoulders, giving you a little extra clearance when you need it, especially for flight poses or double-handed gestures. You've got a bicep swivel, double-jointed elbows for tight bends, and of course, those ball peg wrists for full rotation and tilt. So whether he's throwing hands or giving a thumbs up, he's ready to move with style. The torso articulation has some nice twist to it, which makes turning poses feel alive, especially for flying or leaning stances. He also has solid side-to-side tilt, giving you that extra bit of dynamic flow. Now, if you tilt him too far, you'll notice a visible gap at the midsection, and unfortunately, the belt doesn't do much to hide it. So while the range is great, you'll want to be a little mindful with extreme angles. That said, the waist articulation is smooth, no stickiness or resistance, and the ab crunch is impressive. He can bend forward deeply and arch back really well, which gives him great motion for both grounded and mid-air action poses. Moving down to the legs, he's got a drop-down hip feature that gives you extra clearance for wider stances. There's a slight thigh swivel, not super dramatic, but enough to tweak your poses just right. He can bring his leg back surprisingly well and kick it forward smoothly, which is not bad for a teenage clone with more attitude than training. The leg spread is solid, letting you get those wide power stances without forcing it. The double-jointed knees bend in nice and tight, perfect for lunges, crouches, or mid-air action shots. Down at the feet, you've got a ball hinge ankle for side-to-side pivot and angle adjustments. Plus a toe hinge for that extra push when you want him landing, launching, or just looking extra heroic. All right, before we wrap it up, let's see how this clone stacks up next to the rest of the collection. Because when it comes to display, scale matters. Next to the other reign of the Superman figures, Superboy fits right in. Slightly shorter, as expected for the teen of the crew. When you bring in Hush Superman, he's actually a tad shorter than the other reign figures, but still stands taller than Superboy, which honestly works just fine. The overall scale feels balanced, and he doesn't look out of place in the wider DC lineup either. Now, real talk, this MAFEX Superboy is a blast. The sculpt is sharp, the articulation hits all the right notes, and the accessories bring the attitude. The leather jacket alone feels like a deluxe flex. That said, the faux leather material does have me a little nervous for long-term posing. It's gorgeous, but you might want to strike a pose and leave it there if you're trying to avoid any cracking down the road. Still, from a figure standpoint, this is Superboy done right. He's got the look, the presence, and enough red-gloved sass to carry his own shelf. So, is this clone a must-have? If you love 90s comics, Reign of the Supermen, or just want a figure with punch, pose, and personality, absolutely. This one's not just a tribute, it's a shelf stealer. If you enjoyed the clone chaos and collector breakdown, go ahead and give that thumbs up, just like Superboy would. Drop a comment if you had this look in the 90s, and don't forget to subscribe for more figure reviews with attitude. Until next time, keep posing like a legend.